Hello and welcome to another episode of NYSC Half Hour. I am Nkem Okwogo. For the next half hour, we would be exploring the activities of core members in Niger State. Core members in the state and indeed across the Federation contribute immensely to education, quality healthcare delivery, agriculture, amongst other fields of endeavor. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. On the news today, the National Youth Service Corps, through its garment factory, produced over 57,000 core member kits within 3 months. Speaking during an inspection visit to the garment factory in Mina, Niger State, the NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, tasked core members working in the factory to deploy intellectual prowess in what they do so as to add value to their fashion design. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, has enjoined core members to imbibe dignity of labor in the utilization of vocational skills imparted in them during the service year. He gave this charge during an inspection visit to the NYSC garment factory in Mina, Niger State. The DG also advised them to access the loan facilities made available by financial institutions to enable them actualize their business plans for self-employment and wealth creation.
The National Youth Service Corps, a call to service, a call to nationhood. Nigerian youths, stand up and embrace this clarion call. Wherever you are posted, accept it, embrace it. Do not harbor any fears, because your security is assured. Develop common ties with members of your host communities. You would discover that North, South, East and West, we are all brothers with common ties and a shared destiny as one nation. Do not lobby for preferential posting, for it is unpatriotic and illegal. Report at once to the orientation camp as soon as you are posted and contribute your quota to the overall development of our great nation, Nigeria. The National Youth Service Corps, building future leaders.
In the most remote of villages in Nigeria, you would find core members engaging in acts of selfless service as doctors, teachers, guardian counselors, skill acquisition trainers, to name a few. Core members continue to add value to society in good conduct and are positive role models for younger ones to emulate. Today's episode is packed with inspiring stories of resilience, entrepreneurship, and true service to humanity. Don't go anywhere.
Interestingly, core members in Niger State has been very wonderful. A lot of activities are ongoing around the states. In the education sector, 80% of core members in the states work in the schools. And by the time you get to some of the schools, you find them doing a lot. A core member could be taking as much as 3-4 subjects. So they'll be bailing out in terms of teachers in schools. And a lot of students have been enjoying them. We'll be receiving so much good reports. And apart from the main primary assignment even in schools, you see core members undergoing extramural classes for students in school, especially those in senior classes. And the health sector, we have a lot of doctors and nurses and pharmacists working in hospitals, majorly rural communities. So when you get to local government areas, you find core members there as doctors, as pharmacists. They've been bailing out in the sectors there. Even in the social activities in the states, core members have been involved, and a lot of activities are ongoing.
First of all, you have to establish the conduct of the core members, because that determines whether they are doing well or not. Then after determining that, you now have to ask yourself, what are their responsibilities in the society? What are they doing? And part of the thing that they are doing after leaving the camp is for them to go and for their national individual primary assignment, where they are posted to. But I could remember some of them even here, they even went ahead, maybe as part of their own activity, they say they are doing corporate social responsibility. I think I've contributed to some of them. Some of them will go ahead to go and do some classroom, do some certain things that will add value to the community. So to me, as far as I'm concerned, in Niger State, the conduct of Nysc is perfect. In our village, where we believe that we don't have more teachers, we decided to say, okay, let us apply. And we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if you go to some of those primary schools, they are not speaking our language, they are speaking English fluently.
Let me thank the Nysc family for the great support we've been receiving from them. The core members in Niger State have contributed immensely to our community. In fact, in my village, one of the doctors in my village who resides in the hospital is a core member. And core members are doing great in this state, and they are supporting our communities and also helping out as best as they can to ensure that we get quality services in terms of healthcare, in education, and also in our ministries. So we've truly enjoyed the services of core members in our state. And they come, they come in from different walks of life, and they come in with different gifts and talents. So they enrich our community. So we are blessed with them.
The National Youth Service Corps has proven time and time again that it is relentless in grooming sound and resourceful youth for the overall development of our country, Nigeria. Corps member Kato Overere Godstime, an indigene of Delta State, serving in Niger State, gained state recognition and attracted the attention of the governor of Niger State, His Excellency Abubakar Sani Bello, after he sketched an official portrait for the governor.
There's one of the co-members that I think I could remember from, I don't know which state. He drew a portrait. If you go to Mr. Governor's office, you see it. He serves in my village community, Kecho. He brought it as if there's the real Mr. Governor.
We are celebrating the International Youth Day 2020, and one of the gifts we presented to His Excellency the Governor of Niger State, Alhaji Abubakar Sani Bello, was designed by a core member. I saw his handwork, very talented young man, and we patronized him. We asked him to design that plaque, and he did a marvelous job. So that's to tell you about some of the skills that people are putting into use, and which is helping them and is empowering them. Most of the programs I've attended, we talked about all the skills acquisitions that core members have been trained on to give them life skills that will help them after their services, because truly government jobs are not there. So I know it was geared towards empowering them, and most of them have been putting into use such skills.
Hi viewers, my name is Kato Godstime, hail from Delta State. And when we entered the camp, I looked at the camp, I researched the camp, and I was like, Lord, this is another atmosphere to explore the gift you have given me. I thought about it that wherever I will be posted to in this Niger State, even though I don't know anywhere, but let my gift speak for me. Let them know that Kato Godstime came to Niger State for service. And throughout the 21 days in camp, it was a fun to me, while my colleagues were complaining, but to me it was a great fun, because I was seeing that this is another part of life, another phase of life. another aspect whereby you can actually create a platform for yourself by giving access to people. I remember the day that the governor was to come to the camp to visit us as core member, and I was asking myself, if this man could actually see the core members like this, which means there is an evidence so glaring to me that I can actually meet with this man someday. And today is an opportunity for me to have met with him.
The inspiring counsel of the National Youth Service Corps Director General, Brigadier General Shoaibu Ibrahim, who paid a support visit to corps members at PICO Orientation Camp, was a huge motivation to God's time during his orientation exercise. When
our amiable DG came to the camp, it was a rare privilege having him. When he spoke with us, he spoke to us concerning the benefit of service and the rooms that are being given to corps members, of which some corps members are not aware of. And we were told of how we can actually have access to the president. We were told of how we can actually have access to the governors. We were told of how we have direct access to the state coordinators without fear and panic. And many of us are ignorant of these things. And we were told that many people never have the privilege of serving. That we should not waste the opportunity, the 1 year we are given as a room to serve. That we should not waste it. When we were spoken to about that, it awoke my vision. That night when I got home, I was asking myself questions like, if I'm given the opportunity to meet with the governor, what will I say and what will I present to him to convince him that this person is worth seeing and be talked to? And I look inside me, I have an innate ability, an inherent ability, my potential spoke forth. And that is what I can offer, artistic expressions. And acts are being loved by the old, the young. The society at large, they love acts. Even the illiterates, when they see it, they appreciate it. And I say, if this can actually be a room for me to express my feelings, it will be a great privilege. I am so fulfilled because it was my dream. When a dream comes to pass, it brings forth fulfillment. And I'm so fulfilled now because I just realized my dream over the service year. Meeting with the governor was a great, exceptional privilege.
God's time's artistic talent was given wings of expression and recognition through the platform of the National Youth Service Corps. The same can be said of other corps members across the country. The Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program of the Nysc, SAID, ensures that the Nigerian youth acquires the spirit of self-reliance, a reliable source of economic empowerment, and effective participation in nation building. The SAID training begins during the orientation course and continues throughout the service year. Corps members are trained in diverse skills from graphics and web design, cosmetology, leatherwork, fashion design, among others. This is a strategic program by the Nysc to build confident young graduates for self-reliance and wealth creation. Take a look.
When corps member comes on board, 10 days out of the orientation days, designated for side, that is skill acquisition training. So that which we call in-camp training. And immediately after in-camp training, once we are out of orientation, they go for post-camp training. That means we'll have identified a skill during the orientation course and a trainer. So when you're now posted, you link up with the trainer and continue learning that particular skill until you know that, yes, I think I can stand on my own. And so with that, a lot of them, a lot of our core members are involved in fashion design, aluminum making, cosmetology, shoemaking. We have up to about 12 sectors in the camp. So right from the orientation camp, you find them in different sectors. And that continues throughout the service year.
Hello viewers, welcome to Science Center, Niger State. This is the fashion design sector. My name is Oladejo Olatundu, a serving corps member here in Minna, Niger State from Lagos State of the batch 2019 batch C Stream 1 set. I graduated from the University of Ilorin Mass Communication, and this is the fashion design sector. Here's one of our students making a straight A gown. And this is another set. They are trying to cut out a shoulder. You can see the measurement of it. Well done. Thank you. Well done. Are you almost done? Okay. So she is trying to make a top, if you can see, sorry. And she's finishing already. Well done. I think he's done with what he's sewing. This is a traditional top. And he's fixing the button. Well done. She's trying to join these two parts together to get out a pattern correctly. And there's Samuel, well done, well done. He's done with his trousers, the traditional trouser, and he's trying to fix in the rope so you can attach it. So thank you. I've always had an interest in the fashion sector. And so when we got to camp, we were offered a platform for various skills acquisition. I opted for the fashion design and continued for post-camp training. And the benefits of this skills acquisition has been so much. It has equipped me for wealth creation and empowerment of my fellow youth.
I've always had interest in fashion design since I was young, and I've always had the dream to make wedding dresses. So when I came to PICO orientation camp, I saw that we had opportunities to learn different skills. So I chose the fashion design. And since I started learning after camp orientation program, I've learned how to sew beautiful dresses, and I plan to keep learning more and not just stop here, so that one day I can make wedding dresses and make my country proud.
My name is Okwade Temilolu, a graduate of Bowen University. I'm from Oyo State and I study microbiology. I am a core member also from the batch C Stream 1. And in addition to what Damilola said, it is very important that we youths become creative by enhancing our inner creative abilities and empowering ourselves, not just to import everything we use, but to also learn to think and design and create what we have to wear and use in our everyday activities. For example, I love to make corporate dresses such as this beautiful gown that you can see here. Designers can be locally made. They don't have to be imported or branded from the foreign countries. We can have locally made beautiful and fashionable dresses like this, and it is important that we empower ourselves not just to depend on our parents or become a liability to our family members, but to also empower youth that are around us. Thank you.
My name is Poviesi Daniel. I studied pharmacy technology from Oshidabela Polytechnic. I really want to appreciate NYSC for giving me this platform. For the program, I've always been passionate about tailoring. I love to make people look good, and that has been my passion. I want to promise everyone today that very soon you are going to hear about my brand.
I'm so grateful, likewise my colleagues, for the opportunity presented by NYSC Skills Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development, for the opportunity to learn and build up. Saeed! 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 Thank you.
Hello viewers, my name is Ananias Evelyn Inashiro. Presently, I'm into leather works, particularly shoemaking, and this journey started November 2019 while I was deployed to Niger State as a core member in camp. I partook in the training that occurred in the camp, in Paiko camp. I joined the shoemaking skill, and since then I picked interest in the skill. So resuming fully in January, I came to the site, Skill Acquisition Center, to apply for a continuation of my learning in the skill, and the journey has been wonderful so far. At first I had no knowledge about shoemaking, not to talk of the instruments used, but right now some of the works you see here were made by me. I just wanted to learn the skill because everyone was learning a skill, baking, cooking and all. But I picked interest in the skill knowing that leather work is very relevant in our society today. Virtually everyone uses or wears a footwear, either in slippers or sandals, both male and female. And I intend to make this skill bigger. I intend to go global with it. Some of the equipment we use in shoemaking. This is a plier. We use this for a fancy pin we call the rivet pin. It's used to hold, it's also used as a designer, it's used to hold two leathers together. Now this is a cutter. It's used to cut this soft part, which is the leather. It's used to cut so you can make holes into it. We have our writing materials where we used to draw the designs and also to make straight lines with the ruler. Then we also have this marking pen. It's a special type of pen used to avoid leaving permanent stains on leathers, especially those that are not black colors. So you can use this to mark. Then I have my gum container and the brush. The gum is used to hold both the sole, as you can see here. It's used to hold the sole. This part is called the sole, and the main floor where you put your leg. So there will be no demarcation. These are several patterns used. If I'm using size 40 or someone is using size 40, I can use this to get the exact size I want. And so from here, there are different sizes I can use to make different kinds of shoes. Then this is our last, so-called the artificial leg. You use it to adjust from here. We use it to set the slippers or the palm into the right shape so it can fit well into the person's leg, like you can see from here. This person is using size 43, and you can see the last comes in different sizes. So different sizes. This is 43 and this is 40 small. So you can use it actually for different ones. Then we have our mallet. It's used to hit soft surfaces like this front of the leather. Before I was deployed as a 7 Corps member, I got to know about the skill and acquisition arm of the Nysc through a friend that finished serving. I was briefed on the various skill sets. At that time, I had not even made up my mind on which particular one to come for. But when I got to camp, I made up my mind, seeing the various works my trainer then brought to the camp. So I made up my mind I was going to go for leather works, which is shoemaking. And I really want to thank Nysc for the opportunity to learn this great skill. It's been really impactful. With this, you can actually have a business of your own, and you can go anywhere you want to go to because it's very relevant all over the world.
Yes, dreams do come through with the Nysc. The ultimate goal of the National Youth Service Corps is to produce future leaders, captains of industries, economic drivers with positive national ethos, committed to the unity and even development of our dear nation, Nigeria. Thank you for investing your time with us on today's episode of Nysc Half Hour. We would always love to hear from you. Remember, you could write to us on the online handles displayed right now on your screens, and I promise you, on my honor, we would write back. Until I see you next time, remember, the safety of Corps members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. I am Nkem Okwogu. See you next time.
The Director General and Management of the National Youth Service Corps wish to remind the general public of the provisions of the Nysc Act, which states in Section 13, subsection 1, that any person who fails to report for service in the Service Corps in the manner directed by the Directorate or as the case may be, prescribed pursuant to the provisions of this Act, or who refuses to make himself available for service for a period specified in subsection 2 is guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to a fine or to imprisonment to a term of 12 months or both, fine and imprisonment. Subsection 2 states that any person who is not eligible to participate in the service year so participates or attempts to participate is guilty of an offense or having served in a service year and has been duly issued with a certificate of national service or certificate of exemption, as the case may be, is guilty of an offense and is liable upon conviction to a fine or imprisonment to a term of 2 years or both fine and imprisonment. All stakeholders, including core producing institutions, prospective core members and guardians, should be guided in their conduct and desist from criminal practices in relation to the scheme. Thank you.